Greetings! Welcome to the devlog for update 114 of hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. We're going to start, as always, with a quick sound check. Make sure your speakers aren't up too high. Wonderful. So what have we got for you this week? That is right, update 114, and no experimental build this, no alpha build that, just a full-blown main branch release. About time. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm over in this scene other than I just felt like shooting some windows out in celebration of finally getting this several months in production update out to you folks. So, other than everything you have seen in that time, what do we have for you? The first thing that I want to show you is we have a new head-mounted device, and we have some new options for head-mounted devices. So let's take a look at the new device. This is the T7 thermal headset. Yes, we finally have not just night vision, we have a thermal headset. I'm going to pop this on. It defaults, I believe, yeah, this is white hot. I just realized there is, wait, no, we shot that window out. That's why we can't see through it. I think, or do we have we have a bug regression. We should not be able to see through this glass, but we can. Wouldn't be a devlog without a bug, but we will fix that. I guess I'll just grab a gross testing gun. I love the Barbine. But yeah, so we have a set of thermals here. I keep pulling these up and down. There it is. Let's grab our SOSIC spawn panel just so that we can see how this looks. Pop some SOSICs in. Pop this down. Beautiful. So you have white hot. Now in real life, this wouldn't actually be this high frame rate. This was something that Ole and I both tested, whether we wanted to have some of the visual limitations in the actual head-mounted display. And the final decision I've made is that it's going to match the HMD frame rate. And the reason for that has to do with the way that judder in VR tends to manifest, meaning that the motion blur that looks really cool when it's on a gun mounted, pick up this awful thing here, attachments, night vision, new category, of course they don't show up, of course. Second bug, but yeah, so the cool limited frame rate effects that we see looking through a gun-mounted night vision don't look like cool simulated limitations when it's tracking your head movement in VR because of just all the whole software stack that is required. It feels like your VR system is lagging, not that like the headset you're wearing is lagging, which I guess they're kind of the same thing. But suffice to say, it's nauseating and it actually kind of hurts your eyes. And so for that reason, we're just going full frame rate on these. Because I don't want anyone crashing to the ground. New thing that has been added is that when you're holding them in your hand, you can pull open a scope menu by clicking, I believe it's BY or up on your touchpad. And so we can change our color map like so. Oh, that looks super sweet. Yellow. Awesome. And I think what else? I think I also put Arctic on this one. Yeah, that's kind of my favorite, honestly. I just love blue. This menu has also come over and has been added to our night vision. So if we grab some PVS 31s here and pop this open, we can change the night vision profile between Gen 3 and this one, Gen 3 Omni 9 or Gen 2 Plus. If you want to know the difference about that, honestly, ask Ole. I only half understand it. It has to do with like the exact sort of gain ranges. Like one of those handles bright circumstances better, one of them handles darker circumstances better. But we can also change the color. So if you are not a fan of P45 white, we can throw them into P43 green, like so. We can throw them into amber, which honestly I quite like. Let's see if we go. Let's get a little burn in there. Oh, yeah, more than a little burn in. Red filter. If you just want to go full Doom Guy rage mode. Wow. Wow, this thing is useless. I can't hit anything. That was an entire mag. I'm like impotent Doom guy. There we go. There we go. We have found it. The effective range of this gun is 2 feet. Wow, what a piece of junk. So yeah, so that is in here now. You can change the tubes. You can change the colors on all of your night vision stuff. Assuming that I actually fixed this before I pushed this update out to you folks, under the attachments, because obviously we've got our like scopes and things here, but we should also have a section called night vision, which once again, I don't even know why this doesn't work. I did fill that out correctly. It might be because they got sorted into this first, and objects can only appear in one place, I guess. I'll have to figure that out. I might have to like change the order there so night vision comes first, but we'll fix that. And to go, the last sort of night vision related thing that I managed to get done for this update was for our old creaky mode meat grinder. I went in and I altered the way lighting works in this mode. We're going to turn off the narrator here so he doesn't talk over us and have our item spawner enabled. Actually, I had to load this scene twice because I pointed at the setting to give me an item spawner, but didn't click it. So, whoops. So I just turned this on in here. I will go back and make these so these actually spawn in this. But a bunch of folks complained that when they jumped into Meat Grinder and threw on various sorts of night vision goggles, it didn't make the scene any brighter. And for good reason. Night vision goggles don't create light, they amplify it. And because this is a very old and spooky scene, it's not just dark, it's completely black where there is no light. And so, put that there. Grab ourselves a little, oh my goodness, I haven't used you in so long. But yeah, so let's just grab ourselves a PVS 31 and we can pop this on and see how. Oh man, especially in this part, the way the auto gating works. And here, just for comparison of brightness, this is how dark this is. Like this. Oh, this is super cool. So yeah, if you wish to play Meat Grinder now with NVGs, you can now do so. And honestly, it's, as I said, it's really neat, the way that the auto gain responds to various bright. Ooh, don't get hit in the head by fire, Anton. So, some of my slightly. Oh, I missed you, old wiener bots. You're so creepy. Ah! This gun's terrible to load. I'm also doing it in night vision. There we go. Shut up! Oh, that is awesome with night vision. Just all of a sudden luminance differences. Oh man, you know, I should really replace the boxes in this with my item boxes. There we go. Perfect. Oh goodness! So there you have it. Night vision, really in the perfect scene for it. I really got to give this mode some love. Any hoozles, yeah, let's jump out of VR. Yo! So, what else is going on? Obviously, there aren't a ton of new features in this update because it's a push to main branch. Like, the whole purpose of an experimental and an alpha branch is that you do that work, you make sure those things work, and then you push it live, which is what I have done here. But the last little thing that is new here is the Quest 3S should now be properly detected by the game. You would think when a new, like a headset like a Quest 3S came out, that the hardware identifier for it would have like the word Oculus or Quest or Quest 3 or Quest 3S. Nope, absolutely not. It was like Ventura. So I obviously was not psychic, couldn't have known that was how it would identify itself. And so right now it's sort of like if the game has no idea what a device is, it basically goes, this is probably a WMR headset. And I did that in part because some of the WMR hardware driver name variables are just like garbledy-gook. They're like not useful for string matching. And so I had it like, if you don't know what it is, it's WMR. But in this case, it made the game fall back to that for the Quest 3S, which is not right. So that should be fixed. looks same controllers as Quest 3, so that should just work. Yeah. So yeah, so I hope you all enjoy the the new night vision stuff fully integrated into the game. There's a few things obviously that I still want to get to that I just sort of like at some point I have to just go, this is good enough for an update. Let's get to main branch, especially because I have holiday things to do. I've got a little family trip to do. Very important thing. This is to folks who mod. Once again, this is a main branch push. A whole bunch of changes have happened. One, your mods are going to be out of date. You're going to have to update those. Two, some of those are not going to be available immediately. Some of them are very complex. H3MP, for example, I can't even imagine what that maker is having to do. Is going to take who knows how long to get those things ready. Be patient. Don't get mad at the people who make them. Don't get mad at me. Like, so I'm working on the game. Two things. You can always just run the game vanilla if something is broken. I have also added to the beta branches tab in the game an update 113 branch, so you can hang back on just the original full release of U113 if you got some mod that that is critical to your play experience that you just have to wait for. There you go. It's back there, and that's all I can do for you. So hopefully this is a mostly smooth progression. Oh, importantly, the thing that I had, the reason this is a day late. So I ran into maybe the funniest Unity bug a person could run into, and I think is the sort of bug that you only run into with a project that's been going for 8.5 years, which is that there is and this has been fixed in modern Unity. There's an internal Unity editor bug where there's some internal script that caches all the different types of what are called mono behaviors, i.e. they're like components that can go on objects. And so this is everything from like a closed bolt receiver to a flashlight to a menu object. And if you exceed some internal editor script is probably using a fixed length array to not like needlessly allocate memory. And that fixed length array appears to be like 2000 long or something, like some number that some Unity engineer probably back in like 2009 was like, no one will ever add this more than that many mono behaviors in one project. That would be crazy. And I exceeded that number. I was getting a weird error. Like every time I would duplicate a file or add a new file, it would just sort of like, I was getting these like weird failed to add object script colon some identifier. And I was like, this is not good. And then when I would go to build the game, it would just spam that error constantly at each step of the build process. And I was like, this is really not good. So I ended up just sort of like a raccoon that has found a telephone box that it really doesn't like. I just went in and started tearing out wires, and I was like, well, got to get rid of some mono behaviors that I don't need, because this is just going to be a fixed limit for the project forever, basically. So thankfully, I've just used them very wastefully in the past, because I didn't know that was a thing you could run out of. So I'm just, so I tore out a bunch of old stuff. Hopefully I didn't break anything in the process. And, over the next couple months, I'm basically just going to, in bits and pieces, just look at some systems and be like, does this really need to be 12 different script objects, or can this be one? And just sort of like smush things down, just to like buy myself back some headroom, because it's not like I go through and consume them that often. I only ran into this problem in part because I think like all I added one, and I, in playing around with like my contract griller prototype, I had added like 30 of various sorts of things. So I'll even have to go back and look at that prototype and be like, do I need all of these? But it was terrifying because I didn't know what was going on, but it's like a beautiful error to have, right? Because it's a sign of just like the project has literally grown in scope beyond the point that a bunch of the people who made this version of the engine ever anticipated anyone would reasonably need or build up to that scale. And like the project file for H3 has over 1 million files in it. It's like 268 gigs. There's 12,000 folders in it. And it all still runs. It all still works. We're still going, still doing meaty hijinks. So But yeah, so once again, I always get nervous with with main branch releases because there's bound to be bugs, there's bound to be stuff I forgot, and hopefully we can all get this. I think the bug I just showed with a separate night vision category not working, I'm just gonna remove that for now because I don't know why that's breaking, and I just wanna everything else works. And so I'm just going to push this live and let you folks play with it for the rest of your Saturday evening or beginning of your Sunday, based upon where you are in the world. And once we get this out, I've got a fun collab probably coming next week, and we'll see what else is in store in our run up towards the holiday season. So hope you all have, once again, fun with night vision, fun with the Meat Fortress hijinks, and I'll see you all next week. Peace.